Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We are having some fun with this Crafty Courtyard box from Pink and Main. This is the July kit, and I cannot seriously say enough about this kit. I know I'm very easily excitable, and everything's rainbows and butterflies with me. I get that. But sometimes I need to be honest with you. This is beyond. This kit is above and beyond. And I am going to show you real quick, because I am looking at this through my unbiased lens of, there's no such thing, of creativity. But look at all of this amazing stuff. So lots of great paper. I know you saw that rainbow metallic mirror paper. We're coming back to that. There is this paper pad here with all kinds of fun goodies, and this palette is so soft and so pretty. You have glitter glue, which is similar to stickles, some confetti sequins, some twine, a button that says long live snail mail, some really cute accent pieces, and this die. Can we just stop for a second? This die. It's an envelope. And then here is the stamp set. Stamp set is adorable. So many cute images in there. I know I moved fast through that because I'm a little late to the party with this kit, so you've probably already seen it and I didn't want to bore you to pieces. So we are going to start getting into it, making our first card here. And this card is going to be a basically an accent piece on the front of some pattern paper. That's what we're going to be doing. I took some pattern paper here and cut that die to make an envelope. And then you're just going to fold it along the score lines. It makes it so easy. And I'm going to use my bone folder. Now, Pink and Main didn't know this. No, they did not. But I have always wanted a mini envelope to put on top of my cards. And I know they make the dies out there, but I just never got one. And lo and behold, it is in the July kit. So I was so over the moon personally to see that die in there. All right, so we're going to get to stamping and some coloring and just a good time. I'm going to stamp this out with some Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Nope, I'm straight lying to you. I'm using Versafine Clair, because I'm going to be using some Arteza twin markers. I said it right because I renamed them, if you didn't watch my review video. They're called twin markers. No one knows how to say it, so I just decided, if you don't know and you're not going to tell me, I'm just going to call it what I want to. So I heat set that with some clear embossing powder because I wanted some assistance to stay inside the lines with these. And so I'm going to heat set that, and then we're going to start playing with these markers. The marker set comes 100 to a pack. I am using, very important note, I am using Bristol Smooth cardstock on here. And I am using a water brush. This is one of the Arteza water brushes, but use whatever you have. And I am pulling that out just a little bit to get some shading with the colors. During the review, I looked at these markers on regular cardstock, so like a Nina 80 pound, I think it was, and Arteza watercolor. Arteza watercolor was okay if you move fast enough, if you're going direct marker to paper, but I used in that tutorial or that review, I used the technique where you would put the marker down on a glass mat and then pick it up and drop it in, and that was really nice on the watercolor paper. But direct marker to paper, I found that the Bristol Smooth was the best to spread out that color so you can have some really nice shading. You can see here that's exactly what I'm doing for this image. I did leave in the coloring for the images, even though it's sped up. I left it in because I felt like it was useful. You can actually see what I'm doing as far as these markers, using these markers. I didn't do a lot of direct paper or direct marker to paper coloring in the review. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I did it here and left it in case you were interested in how these work. Now I have some crafty friends that have been playing with these markers and haven't been getting the best results with them. So I can only show you what I'm using and let you watch and see it work. But I would definitely say the paper is going to matter most for these markers. Also, it's a great possibility that that person got a bad batch. I have no idea. I would definitely recommend contacting Arteza. If they're not using the way that they're said to be, that they're supposed to be used, I would definitely send them back. One of the great things about this company is they're super responsive. So if you're not happy with it, let them know, And I'd be really surprised if they didn't get right back to you and take care of the business. So, okay, going through here, you can kind of see I go back, I think, after I color the other images, and I'm going to add a second layer to that mailbox because it's not exactly where I want it. I find that with these markers and this technique, you will notice a little bit of pilling of the paper because they don't work that well on to basically blend with water. And plus, I'm not working on watercolor paper. On watercolor paper, you could have a little bit more leeway to play around with it. However, you're going to start to notice that second round, you have to be very careful on this Bristol Smooth. But I really felt like it needed it because that's a cute look, but it's a little bit too drastic with the contrast. So I'm just trying to blend out a tiny bit more. So that is me playing with these markers. Okay. So if you're sticking with me through the actual coloring of these images, it's going to be, I put the time on the front end so you see how long we're going to be coloring here. So I thought I'd take an opportunity to do a mini color and chat if you've seen those on my channel. It's basically where I just color up images and talk to you and no cards are put together. So I have some time here. So a couple things I wanted to talk about. One was why I think Pink in Maine is probably the best kit out there. And I say that without hesitation because, I mean, not that she needs me to push it for her. This kit has so many elements to it. I've never seen a kit so chock full. I'm sure there are some out there. I just haven't played with them. But if you're a new card maker or a seasoned one even, but for new card makers especially, you can make so many cards with this kit. In fact, I was even like, how can I challenge myself? Because I'm always trying to, push myself outside my comfort zone. And I wanted to see how many cards down to the very last drop could I get with this kit. And it is something I want to do. I will have to make time for it. Maybe in August when I have some downtime. But I would love to see how many cards I can actually get from this kit because adding only in card bases and maybe some card panels, I would say I was guesstimating probably about 50, maybe more. So if I get a chance to do that, I will definitely share. Even if I don't share the whole card making process, I'll show you the finished cards in a video. So that's on my to-do list. I'm a glutton for punishment. I always keep tasking myself with more and more. But anyway, tell me if you guys think that's a good idea. Okay, the next thing was I saw this video on Janie's channel. She's Janie the Craft Princess. And it was the 20 crafty questions, so I'm probably not going to get a chance to do a solo video on it, so I thought I would just answer some of these questions here. Basically, crafters went from all over the world. They answered these 20 crafty questions in a video, just to get to know them better. So the first question was, where does your channel name come from? It's my name. It's my legal name. That's where it comes from. So that was the easy one. What types of crafts does your channel focus on? Mostly card making. In fact, I would say 99.9% of the time I'm making cards. Sometimes I throw in a home decor project every now and again, but for the most part, that's the focus. Where else do you share your creations online? I share on Instagram at Mary Polanco Designs and Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Mary Polanco Designs as well. So, or if you want to find me on Facebook, go through that Facebook page. It's easiest to follow me, and I'm trying to figure out how people can actually post on it if they can't already. So anybody who already follows me on Facebook, if you can test that out for me, let me know. Okay. What is the first crafty item you remember making? So I told this story before, but it was a card with just stamps all over it, and it was homemade by me, and I loved it. So that was the first into card making. The first craft I remember doing, though, I used to paint with acrylics on Plastercraft, which is like porcelain, cheap porcelain, and I used to make ornaments for my family when I was a kid. So that was my first crafty item. Which of your creations is currently your favorite? I really love a lot of the things I'm making right now because the products are so cool. I don't have an answer for that one. Skip. Pass. Let's see. What do you do with your finished projects? Sell them, give them away, keep them? I keep a lot only because I forget, but I like to send out my cards. I pretty much try to do that for birthdays and things. I bring them to work to hand them out. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I send them out mostly. If I could learn a new craft or art, what would it be? I would definitely say hand lettering. That's on my list of things I want to learn how to do. So that's up and coming. I haven't even started practicing, so we got about 5 years left for that. Where do I create? In my craft space, at my corner. I'm thinking about moving downstairs, though, to spread out a little bit. So I create at home mostly. What would your ultimate craft space look like? I don't know. I have a Pinterest board, if you follow me on Pinterest, of craft stuff. And there's some in there that I would just be unbelievably enamored with if I was able to. I want a window where I can see nature. That would be my ultimate craft space. Let's see. Have you ever had any crafty accidents or mishaps? Yeah, I have a whole blooper reel dedicated to that. So you could check that out on my channel too. And blooper reel number 2 is in the works. Yeah, I make a lot of mistakes. It's real in the craft room. Do you have any funny crafty stories to share? Not at the moment, except for the blooper reel. That's kind of comedic if you've watched it. What's my favorite drink or snack to have while crafting? I would say coffee, for sure, coffee. I'm almost done coloring, so I'm going to keep going with this because the way that I put the cards together is really pretty easy to watch. So I'm just going to try to finish up these questions, just side note, but because I'm about to start putting them together here in a minute. Okay, back to business. Let's see. Do you listen or watch anything while you craft? Yes, mostly I watch other YouTubers making cards or crafts or paints. And then sometimes shows like I think The Office or Friends on Netflix. That's some of the things I watch. What's my biggest craft purchase regret? I really want to have an answer for this one, but let me think about it. Oh, I'm going to come back to it because my brain will keep thinking while I keep going on. Okay. What's my most favorite craft purchase? Well, the Scan and Cut is really up there because I don't have to cut or buy dies anymore. So that is like one of the most, I'm a practical gal, so that's one of the most practical things I've bought. So that's one of my favorites, yes. If I can only have one adhesive for my craft projects, what would it be? I did a glue review, part 1 and part 2, and I would have to say if you made me pick one, just one, I would say Art Glitter Glue. That is like the best. I've been having so much luck with that glue, so I really love that stuff. If I could only use products from one company for the next month, what would you choose? Well, that's easy. I'm one of those, if you can have 3 wishes, what would you wish for? More wishes? I would go to a company that sells all the things. And this way I can get whatever I want. I'm a cheater, I know. I can't pick one company. That's absurd. Okay. It's not the question's fault. I'm just saying. Side note real quick on the card, I put little slits underneath this doggy's ears so that his ears could flop over on the envelope, just in case you were wondering what I was doing with those scissors. That way the little ears pop out on the front of the card. So, okay, back to the questions. Who is one crafter that you love to watch or follow that you think needs some more love from the crafting community? Well, there's so many, an endless amount of people. So what I would recommend for you all to do, because I like to do that, I watch people who have 10 subscribers, 1 subscriber, to people who have thousands. So I would recommend that if you're ever searching for a technique, that you click, write in your technique and then scroll down. Keep going. Scroll down. Don't pick the first 5 videos that you see. Start to scroll down because people put tags in their videos bringing you to that when you search for it that may not be in the title. So when you're watching the video, you can actually see what it is you're searching for. I'm not suggesting that you waste your time. I'm suggesting that maybe there might be some things you're missing based on some of those little details. So that's what I would recommend because there's a lot of people out there who are just really talented. And so, yes. Okay. And then, lastly, who is a non-crafter that I like to watch and follow? Let's check out each other's suggestions. I don't do a whole lot of non-crafty YouTube searches, but I will tell you when I do find something, it's not really necessarily on YouTube, but I really like people who are motivational or inspirational. And so I kind of gravitate towards those types of things if they're uplifting, encouraging, encouraging you to follow your dreams, your passions, anything like that. So, but I don't really have any one particular name. That's the topic that I gravitate towards. That's non-crafty. Okay, so those are my 20 questions. Let's get back to some card making. So on this second card, I am using the pattern paper. I loved this pattern paper. In fact, I think I used it twice. The heart pattern paper. But then look, you have like a little notepad as one of the pattern paper in the little 6x6 cardstock pack. I can't get enough of this kit. It's so sweet. In fact, I'm just really disappointed I didn't have more time to play because, like I said, I could have got a gazillion cards out of this one kit. All right, so I'm adding some of those beautiful sequins. I love the sequins without the hole because I don't get the glue all over my little sticker tool. But I used that sticker tool you saw me there. That's actually I got from Amazon. And I did a review on my video of some craft products, and it held up against the, what is that thing called? The katana, crystal katana, and they pretty much do the exact same things. And it's like a third of the price. So check it out if you're interested in that picker tool. I love it. And there's a close-up of the finished card there. She's just holding her humongous pencil, and she's sending a little note. So that one's a clean and simple in my opinion. Next up, we're going to use that little die again because you know I have to. And I'm going to pick out this little blonde girl for this card, adding some of my art glitter glue right to the edge of the envelope. That's going to keep it closed. And then I took some of this really shimmery silver cardstock that came with the kit because another sort of clean and simple card here is what I'm going for. I don't know if you'd classify this in the end based on how it looks, but there's a lot of space on the front of the card. So that little note there is going to be glued down, closed, and then I'm going to put a little heart there. And I flipped it over because I wanted it to look like an envelope versus if I had it flipped around, you only see like a rectangle shape. So I'm adding my elements here, and I'm putting on some of those beautiful mirror-like or just really epoxy-looking hearts. I love them. And I'm putting 5 down, tying in the one that's on the envelope. So I'm going to start backing this card with a few of the pattern paper pieces. And you can see there I was using my new Tonic trimmer. Super excited about that. Loving it, really. And then I'm going to add some glue and putting it down on my pattern paper. Again, I'm getting that peak. Now look at this cardstock. Where do you even get this cardstock? This is amazing. Probably the craft store has it. But I saw it and I was like, this is just heaven. Such a great choice for this kit. So what I'm going to do is, this is the card base here that I'm gluing. Because if you see on the right, I cut out a very thin frame to put on the card. I was not putting an entire A2 size card of this mirror cardstock. You must be out of your mind to think I would waste all of that. So I cut out a rectangle from it, and that rectangle piece is being kept for other projects. And I am just, because all I wanted was a peek. I just wanted a peek, and you've probably seen me do this before. I'm definitely stingy with my stuff, so I want to make sure I maximize it. So there you go, and you can see all that rainbow amazingness off of that mirror cardstock. So that card is finished. I think that little strip steals the show. It's like the tiniest, like 1/8 of an inch strip. Okay, enough about the mirror cardstock. We're moving on. We got another card coming up. And this one, I chose the stripe pattern. And I wanted to make this a very clean and, not clean, I don't know if you classify it as clean and simple, but it's a simple card. So I put down a strip of that washi tape, that beautiful gold washi tape. And I'm going to just pop up my image, add a little bit of stickles to my snail, and then use that little paper clip right there on the upper right-hand corner. Those paper clips are adorable. So there's 3, there's 2 envelopes and a heart. And that's it. That card went by super fast. I just assembled, and that's all I had to do for it. So there's a couple close-ups of that one. And sometimes you just need that. You just, I put a lot of time in the coloring, and then the assembly part, the kit made it super easy. And so for the last card, I wanted to show you how you can use this pattern paper as your main focal element. So I'm chopping down this little girl, which is also one of the stamps, and I'm going to fussy cut out this sentiment, which is also from that same page of the stamp set. And I am going to just kind of make it a bubble sentiment. I think that adds a little bit more interest to the sentiment itself. Speaking of sentiments, I didn't put a lot on these cards because I'm going to keep them blank. I wanted to be able to pull out cards and use them for any occasion, so I'm going to do that for a couple of my cards, and I used this kit as a reason to do that. So if you're wondering if I forgot them, I didn't. I just want to be able to use them for multiple things. So here's that cardstock again that I was telling you about. I love this. Thank goodness you get 2 pieces of everything in the pack because I just couldn't part with if I only got one. Oh. So I got 2 pieces of that. I'm using this one for this card, and then I'm going to pop up my Sending Smiles, keeping the Sending Smiles straight, and then putting her image kind of wonky to the side. I'm coming in with some of that glitter glue, and I'm just going to add some accents. The glitter glue, I would say, is more comparable to a Stickles than it is to, say, a Nouveau Drop or glaze or accents, glossy accents. It's more like a Stickles. So that's how I was using it. And then some final accent pieces to finish it off. So that will be the 5th card. That's it for this kit for today. I plan on coming back to this kit multiple times. This kit is great for all occasions, especially because it's like pen pal and you're sending love and it's just like hits all the marks. So I will be coming back to that. But here are some close-ups of the cards. And you can also see still photos over on my blog if you want to catch that. I'll link that below. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you don't want to miss anything from me. And I'll list what I used for these projects below besides the kit. If you have any questions, you know I love chatting it up with you down in the comment section. And until next time, I hope you all have a fantastic week. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.